Hello, and welcome to channel Ein Our Key, and I am your host, Voluntary. Sorry I was gone for so long. I have resumed my education and was required to take Physics 3. That wouldn't be so bad, except for the fact that I took Physics 2 more than a decade ago. With a lot of work, I managed to pull my grade up to an A- by the end of the semester. Normally, I would think that wasn't quite good enough, but after so long, and after starting the semester off with a C, and also the fact that my employer only reimburses on a B or better, I think it is quite sufficient. Now onward to some actual classes in my field as I advance my electronic education. Still, I have kept my eye on social issues. This caused me to look up something, and I found what I am looking for on Wikipedia. I was curious what it is when the union members want to strike and the union leadership doesn't approve. Theoretically, the union leadership should be responsible to the union members, but this isn't always the case. If the members go on strike anyway, without approval of the union, this is called a wildcat strike. And the business has permission from the government to fire the striking workers in that case. This is a benefit to the business and a benefit to the unions. It benefits everyone except the workers. Of course, a wildcat strike is embarrassing to the union. So many times the union will retroactively approve the strike, but not always. I wondered if there was a term for that because of what was happening at Southwest Airlines. The company is trying to implement the vaccine mandate on their employees. The union agrees this is a good thing. Everyone agrees, except for those who actually do the work, and they undertook an unofficial strike against this policy. The company insisted there was no strike, and that it was unusual weather that only impacted one airline out of the several airports it operates out of. The union insisted there was no strike. And even if there was, it wasn't organized. And even if it wasn't about the vaccine mandate. What is happening here is there appears to be an immense and growing disconnect between those who are considered leaders and those whom they claim to lead. The pilots in that example are supposedly led by their employer and their union bosses. They are the token exchanged between the union and the company. They are going their own way, separate from both of their leaders. Now, of course, the union leadership has to back getting the shot. Unions are allied to the Democratic Party, and the president is a Democrat, and he is advocating this. Even now, the union and the company are stating for the public that there never was a strike. Of course, one pilot made a public statement over the intercom that raised more than a few hackles, showing that there is still some dissent between the pilots and their own union and company. Southwest isn't the only company facing these conflicting pressures. They're just one of the most public. Other companies are facing similar problems. In the aerospace industry, one company has let go 1/3 of its workforce due to vaccine non-compliance. The aerospace industry is so closely tied to the government that it is almost a government bureaucracy itself. and the people at the top are very close to whatever the government wants. Of course, that is the managers. The working people at the bottom, they aren't as keen on following the trend of the day. This has come to a head with a company called United Launch Alliance, where they have already fired the employees who resisted vaccination. Like all other government contractor aerospace companies, they are blaming the executive orders and the government mandates, even though at the time of the firing, the judges had halted implementation of those orders and mandates. There is a rumor I heard from someone inside the company that ULA was so far behind schedule that firing 1/3 of their workforce gives them something other than their own management to blame. But rumors are rumors, especially on the internet. The management class across all industries is busy posting how they got very high compliance rates after they got rid of everyone who isn't getting the shot. It's easy to say everyone went along with it if you get rid of everyone who didn't. But that leaves us with the problem of who to do the work. Which brings me to police, firefighters, and medical workers. Yes, the big three. The dissent in their ranks is so great that their immediate supervisors are warning the higher levels that the mandate is facing serious problems. Normally, supervisors are supposed to relay commands downward, not concerns upward. It isn't only the mandate, though. If you look at the economy, well, what can I say? Apparently, I'm told that if you think the economy is in bad shape, it means you are a right-wing conspiracy theorist, and that the shortages are a sign of a healthy economy. Also, inflation will help workers because their wages will go up, even though they are losing money due to the inflation. Or if you look at education, there is a parents' revolt going on over various subjects, all of which would be covered under the word woke. During the lockdowns, parents were able to see more of what their children are being taught, and they were not happy about it. So this year, parents have been showing up to school board meetings expressing their discontent and told that they should not be complaining because this is what their betters have decided for them. So what now? The National School Board Association wanted to call in the U.S. government on those parents. Meanwhile, someone inside the Biden administration decided the response would be to consider parents to be domestic terrorists if they opposed the school boards. State school boards started dissociating from the NSBA almost immediately. It isn't as if this hasn't been brewing for a while. The pandemic panic showed the division from the other side, while the elite flagrantly violated the rules they had put in place for the rest of the public. The problem for the elite is that the people noticed. There are still plenty of people who buy into all the policies put into place. Fear is indeed a powerful motivator. The problem with fear is that it either wears off or transitions into despair. Even promoting fear as a virtue can only extend the shelf life for so long. There is a division in this country, but it doesn't quite fit along any of the projected lines. It is between those who still have, or feign, faith and trust in the government, and those who have seen through the many and various hoaxes those who think they are in charge have perpetrated on the rest of us. Well, actually, no. Although that is the actual divide, it will once again break down along state and party lines like always, thus preventing any actual progress on the issue of the disconnect between the people and the leadership. Thank you for watching. We're now in the double digits for subscribers, and hopefully we will only keep growing. So please like, share, comment, and subscribe to help my channel grow.